Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great day. My name is Brad, and I happen to be from the greatest generation, that is Gen X.
And I'm Rachel, and I'm from the greatest generation as a millennial.
Whatever. You're listening to our brand new bi-weekly podcast, That's Okay.
This is a podcast where we'll discuss a variety of topics from two different points of view.
That's right. We're going to discuss pretty much anything that piques our interest, anything from music to technology, paranormal, probably even Bigfoot.
Regardless of the topic, we'll keep it fun and entertaining.
We probably certainly won't agree on everything, but we can always agree to disagree.
And that's okay.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Today's podcast is going to be a fun one. We're going to be discussing music and the different generations, her music versus real music. We're going to be discussing movies. It's true. We're going to be discussing movies. Everything from her Disney Channel favorites to the greatest movies of all time, the 80s and the John Hughes films. So sit back, relax, make yourself comfortable. I think she's got some crazy. She's looking at me, so something tells me she's got a crazy game up her sleeve. And so we'll get into that. I don't know whether it's movies, music. Well, it's probably be both. So sit back, relax, grab a drink, get comfortable, and join us for this podcast. Now let's do this.
All right, let's talk about some music. What kind of music did you grow up on? I mean, were you into what was going on then at that time, or was it oldies, I guess?
I grew up with a brother who was almost 7 years older than I was, so I developed a lot of my taste in music probably listening to his music, which was what I do consider to be some of the best music ever written was that 70s. You Zeppelin,
Right.
the Eagles, Boston, Styx, Kansas. I grew up with all those things because he had all those albums. But then I went into the 80s, which was really my entire teenage years, 80 to 89, and things went a little weird in the 80s.
Weird.
Yeah, we had the new wave era, and we were coming out of disco, the great disco scare of the late 70s.
Disco scare.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. And so, we went into, the kind of that 80s rock. There's a lot of, I learned a term.
Glam rock?
Well, glam, yeah. I learned a term recently called yacht rock.
Oh, okay.
Now, I realized
Yacht rock.
Apparently, I'm a very big yacht rock fan. I had no idea, but I looked at this list of people that are considered yacht rock. I love all of them.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, there was like Hall & Oates.
Love Hall & Oates?
Yeah, love Hall & Oates.
So great.
I mean,
Apparently that's yacht rock?
Christopher Cross.
So what makes something yacht rock? I mean, they got to be wearing Sperry's on stage? What is that?
We called those deck shoes.
Deck
Sperry's
shoes.
is a new thing.
Boat shoes.
Boat shoes. I don't know when they got that Sperry name, but they were deck shoes back in the day. So, yeah, so yacht rock. Apparently I'm a big fan of yacht rock.
Well, guess you need to get a yacht.
Yeah. And
I'm down.
But which is really weird because I grew up listening to country because my parents had a country band, which we discussed.
Which you can find that video on YouTube.
Oh, my parents will be very happy to hear you mention that.
Yeah,
it's,
absolutely.
Patchwork, a show to say howdy.
Yes, please go and watch it. It's really interesting.
It's very nostalgic.
Yes, it is.
Actually, it's pretty well done considering it was 1981 when that was.
Really? 81?
That was like the very first videotape recorder that's commercially available you could buy. One of my dad's friends had it and brought it over, and they set it up and recorded that. They had the album first and then recorded the video to match the album.
Very cool.
Very, very interesting. So yeah, I grew up on that kind of music. Of quite a variety, from country to rock to harder rock. I mean,
yeah,
everything.
Did they ever look down on you for listening to that kind of harder rock, whereas they were really into country and kind of folksy stuff?
I don't know that they looked down on me.
Or scolded you about it?
No, I didn't get scolded about any of that because I think my parents, they listened to rock back in their day. What was rocking then? But I always got pressured because it was a country band that I was playing in to learn all the country licks, but I wanted to learn all the rock and roll licks. So that was always the biggest struggle. But,
reeling in your guitar solos.
well, it was.
That was a struggle.
It was a struggle. But you know what? At the same point in time, because I was in the band and my brother was in the band, then we did branch out into some, a little bit of rock and roll. It's, CCR. Do you know who that is?
Yes. Creedence Clearwater
Hey,
Revival.
very good. Yes.
Woo!
Creedence Clearwater Revival, not Cross Canadian Ragweed, who stole that.
No. I don't even know who they are.
Some country band came up. They were pretty good, actually, but Creedence Clearwater Revival, CCR. So we did some CCR. The biggest, I got to actually play an ELO song. Do you know who that is?
What's that song? Miss Sunshine? Whatever,
Mr. Blue Sky.
Mr. Blue Skies, yes. I'm like, I know that song. It's like really long.
Sadly, that's one of the only songs by ELO that
That's the only one
your generation knows.
Yeah.
And that's only because of Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
No.
Because that's where it came from. How did you hear it other than that? You know what? That song actually wasn't popular.
Probably in a movie, but not Guardians. Like probably a long time ago.
That song actually was not really played that often on the radio compared to their other songs. So most everybody heard that from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, not me.
But you're missing out on a lot of great music from ELO.
Really?
What does that stand for? Did we decide?
Electric Light Orchestra.
Very good. Very
See, good. I've got a lot of superficial knowledge about a lot of different things. I can't tell you any more songs, but I know what they stand for.
Right.
Man. Yeah.
So how about you? What did you listen to?
Well, a lot of what I listened to was kind of 50s, 60s, that kind of era, just because, we didn't really listen to a lot of music in general at my house unless we were in the car. So we were big more into movies and visual media, I guess.
Okay.
So when we would listen to music, it was in the car and it was the oldie station, like 98.7, which now plays 80s music, but it played older music back then. So
that's a sore subject for me.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
I flip over there now, and I'm thinking they're gonna be playing,
actual oldies,
like
not 80s.
Del Shannon and things like that. And I flip over there, and I'm like, oh, I love this song. What station is this again?
What? Oh man!
When did they start playing good rock and roll
There
instead
you
of
go.
oldies? I don't know. I'm just old.
So we would listen to that a lot when we were driving around, and I was allowed to listen to Radio Disney. They were a little strict. They didn't want me to listen to, just your basic pop stations, because when I was growing up, it was kind of risque. A lot of the stuff that was popular was, 50 Cent and, Lil Kim and all this type of stuff that you would hear on the radio that the pop stations would play, that were all about booty shaking and getting with chicks and stuff that my parents really didn't want me listening to at a young age.
Understandable.
So I would listen to a lot of Radio Disney.
Probably still shouldn't be listening to it.
Fun fact, me and my friend Caitlin, this girl I grew up with, Caitlin, shout out to her. We were on Radio Disney when I was little. Yes, we won some sort of thing to be on there as like a guest for the month. Kid of the month. We was just like, hey, I'm Rachel and I am Caitlin and we were here on Radio Disney and stuff like that. And there's pictures. I'll have to show pictures.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool. There's a cassette tape of our adventure on Radio Disney out there. I think I have it somewhere.
See, that's something we share in common.
You were on Radio Disney?
I was not on Radio Disney. But I went in for they used to do a live studio audience at a local radio station here, country station, and they had this Terry Dorsey and the Dorsey Gang. That was the morning show. And I went in and got to be on one of those live studio audiences one morning, and they queued me up to run a game. And so I ran a game for these other contestants and everything. It was a lot of fun. And my wife took all the pictures of me there with them all and recorded it on the radio as well.
Very cool. Okay.
So we'll dig that out. Maybe we'll put that up somewhere for somebody at some point in time.
Man, I'm really interested to listen to that cassette, but the cassette player that we have is broken, so I can't even listen to it. Who knows?
I can help you out.
Okay. Good. Good. Awesome.
So then once you got out from under the wings
sheltered
of your parents and got a little bit more. See, we didn't have Radio Disney. Was that a satellite station? What was that?
No, it was just I guess it was an AM station. It was
I don't remember that.
620, is that right? But yeah, it was on. It was just they were playing kind of poppy songs still, but they weren't inappropriate. So It was music that was still cool, but it just didn't have all
Is
the
that
bad
more
stuff.
your
It's not necessarily
Hannah Montana type
kinda
stuff?
like it was by them, those type of artists,
Yeah,
the
Disney
Disney
artists.
stars, you know.
Mhm.
But Hannah Montana was a little bit after my time. But it was that type of stuff, just like fun pop songs, but weren't terrible,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, after that, I branched out a little. I really didn't start finding what I was into as far as musically until late teens, early 20s, really. I mean, I was just kind of testing the waters on all kinds of different things. I couldn't really find something that I really liked and would settle on. And even now, there's nothing that I'm just stuck to.
Right.
I mean, I listen to everything and anything. So it's just, like I said a second ago, lots of superficial knowledge about a lot of different things. So I listen to just about everything.
You say you grew up on 50s and 60s. What would be one of your favorite songs from that era?
Favorite songs. So there's a song. There's two songs in particular that I really enjoy and I like to sing. One of them is All I Could Do Was Cry, Etta James. And another one is by Rosemary Clooney. It was in the movie, the White Christmas movie, when she's at the end and she's all upset because he's, whatever. That song that she sings, it's Love, You Didn't Do Right By Me, something like that. So that's kind of older stuff. Yeah, but I mean, we listen to Ray Charles and Hit the Road Jack and all that type of stuff, and
all right,
that's always fun.
I like all that.
Those
You know
like
what's strange? I never
Those
saw.
are actual oldies, not 80s music.
So I never actually. One of my favorite movies is Holiday Inn.
Oh, mine! That is my favorite movie.
I absolutely love that music. What movie? We watched
So
that
great.
every Christmas, right? Never saw White Christmas though.
You never saw White Christmas?
Never saw White Christmas. I don't
Well, you don't really like. You're not a Danny Kaye fan, though, right?
Danny Kaye.
Yeah, I thought you maybe.
Michelle is a Danny Kaye.
Yeah, I know she likes. Well, he's the main character. Him and Bing Crosby. For some reason, I thought you didn't like Danny Kaye.
Well, Holiday Inn, of course, is Fred Astaire.
Yeah.
and
Oh
Bing
yeah.
Crosby.
First Air's great.
I like Danny Kaye. I just never saw White Christmas.
You gotta watch it.
I
It's
guess
Christmas.
I will. Maybe I will.
Wait
I
till
will.
Christmas.
I'll
No,
wait
that's pretty good.
until
There's
Christmas.
some good music in there too. It's a lot more dancing than there is in Holiday Inn, I guess. I mean, it more focuses on that showbiz type of thing, but
Right.
it's pretty neat. You probably like it.
Yeah, interesting. So, if you could choose one album that you were sent off to a desert island, you could have one album. What's it going to be?
Well, I mean, you could always just do one of those mix albums. I guess they're called Now. Just Now, that's what I call music, and just pick a good one.
Right.
Because it's just kind of a mix. Because like I said, I listen to a lot of different things. If
You get
it's
a
just
variety.
a specific album, there's really only one album that I pretty much like every song to, and that's the first Beastie Boys album, License to Ill.
License to Ill.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's my era. What are you talking about?
That's a good album. I can't think of any song on there that I just can't jam to. It's really awesome. That's the
Interesting.
only one I like all the way through, really. Wow. Yeah. What about you?
License to Ill was not on that list, although it is.
It's pretty
you're
dope.
right. It's a great album.
It's a good one. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it.
Yeah.
It'll change your world. And if you're an Eminem fan, you'll completely understand where he gets it.
Right. So, yeah, that is a tough one. I agree. If I had to choose one album,
right.
Although there's several albums that I can absolutely listen to every single song on. The first Cars album for me is that way. Love that album. But any Boston album, just about. Gosh, I had so many. So if I had to choose one, yeah, you're right. Maybe a
mix.
Mix. We didn't have. I understand what the Now That's Music was. We had something called K-Tel back in my day, which were albums on vinyl, and it was like the original, mixtape, but it was on vinyl, and it was kind of that way. K-Tel presents sounds of the '70s, and
top jams.
Yeah, that's what it was, and then you put it on, and and jam out that way. But yeah, I mean, pretty much. I could. I don't know if I could narrow it down. I'd be like, I'm just gonna die out here in the ocean because I can't get on the desert island because I don't have my album choice.
Or just an album that's like a how-to album on how to make a raft or something like that.
Yeah, that would be a good album to have with it.
How to survive on a
Step
desert
one.
island. Step 1, find shelter.
Yeah.
Well, very cool.
I don't know if I'd be that prepared though to be having a a survival album.
Well, if you're prepared enough to have an
album
in
period.
general,
you know what, and that's right
and
now
the way to play it.
you wouldn't have an album. You would have your phone or your
Yeah, but if you're
iPod,
stranded on desert
but you got
island,
no
how you gonna
battery,
right?
so you'd be fashioning a coconut.
That's one of those
battery
little,
charger.
I want one
Professor
of those
did it.
solar chargers. That would be awesome.
I've got one of those. But it takes like 3 days to charge the battery via solar.
Oh well,
it's not quick, but I guess if you're stranded on out,
what else
you got
are you
nothing
doing?
but time. Good point.
What else are you doing, man? That's too funny.
All
well,
right.
yeah. So
what? Tell me this.
Okay.
I'd be interested to hear this from you. Now, you do have a variety of musical background, from the oldies to your Radio Disney, but
to
I know
gangster rap.
to gangster rap, because I know that's you're listening to the booty shaking music most of the time.
I like to dance. Come on, man.
But what maybe what artist or what song maybe even had the biggest impact on you?
The biggest impact, man. I can't really narrow it down. I mean, there was nobody that I really listened to that just blew my mind. I mean, it was just, oh man, this is dope. And then listening to it and then finding something else that I'm really interested in. Because it's not about just me focusing on something particular. I want to hear what everybody's doing.
Right.
And I want to enjoy it all. Most of the time when I listen to music, I shuffle my entire song library.
Right.
I mean, it's no specific genre or artist. It's just the whole thing, because I like to mix it up.
So what's one song though that that if you listen to lyrics that you can go, man, that one really hits me.
Oh, like makes me cry?
Could be.
Or
makes you really happy, whatever.
Well, it's a newer song. It's from the movie A Star Is Born. Well,
that's not a. I don't believe that's a new movie.
This is a new movie. So they've made it like 3 times. So the new one with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper.
Got it.
The song I'll Never Love Again. Oh my gosh, I cry every time. I really enjoy singing it, and then I get to the end and I'm like crying. It gets me so much. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh man. I guess that made an impact on my life. If I really want to cry and listen to that song.
Yeah, you can listen to that song. Perfect.
Man, what about you? What made an impact in your life? Artist, song?
There's probably 2 I can narrow down. One, James Taylor. I'm a guitarist, so obviously James Taylor had a big impact on me. His whole catalog is amazing, and just his style and how effortless and emotive he is just through those strings. But also another one, because I was a rock and roll kind of guy, but in the 80s I discovered, my brother turned me on to him, Steve Wariner. He's a country artist, and kind of brought me back into my country roots, I guess you would say.
From rock?
Yeah, from the rock and roll. And man, that guy could play guitar and sing and write amazing songs. So so probably, those 2 artists.
It's really interesting, because now that I'm thinking about it, the stuff that you're having, what really makes an impact in your life is all stuff that's specifically more music. Like, oh, wow, he's a great guitarist. And all the stuff that I'm picking is more based off vocally. Like what kind of impact they make, what kind of emotions can their voice.
Well, I listen musically to the songs, but I also listen very intently to the lyrics.
Yeah.
Lyrics are very important to me. I was a English major, creative writer.
I didn't know that.
And
fun fact.
And so I do listen to lyrics, and I like to dive into those. That's why
hidden meanings and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I want to hear the story. I want to hear what
Right.
What are we trying to convey in this song? And so much of the modern music, they're not really trying to convey anything. What they are trying to convey,
it really just depends. I mean, in modern rap and hip hop music, it's honestly kind of silly. Like, the music is all right, and I can get down on that. But what are you trying to say? You're just making songs like just, what is that?
My wife, we were in some place the other day, and some song comes on. I swear, the only words I could hear were something about yum, 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 yum. I don't. I'm like, what? Who writes this stuff?
What?
But it's being played.
Who's yummy?
I was like, that type of music to me is just about the beat.
Yeah,
it's just something that you can dance to.
Well, yeah, which if that's what you're looking for, that's great. Because
I
I like music that I can dance to. I want to groove. But I mean, sometimes I want to just chill, and that's where those more story type of things come in.
Right. I guess the problem I have with a lot of the modern music is the fact that so few of these artists, and they're artists, in that genre, they don't play an instrument.
Yeah.
They are not musicians. To me, they're not musicians, and this is where we're going to start a fire on our YouTube channel, because you're going to say those people are they're not. They don't play an instrument. They're not a musician. You know what they are? They're amazing arrangers and amazing producers, because they can take something somebody else has done and arrange it.
Seriously. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they can do some magical stuff.
I agree with that. As like really amazing producers for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, and arrangers, because they're taking the loops and the beats and all that sort of stuff and putting it together, and building it into something that's pretty awesome. So I guess that is for me. I don't get turned on by that kind of music, because I understand. I feel like almost anybody could do it, and maybe not as good as obviously these people, because they're really good at that. But I do. I couldn't. Though. I can pull down loops. And do all that.
We made our intro music. Everybody give it a listen.
But I did play the guitar in that, by the way.
You did
both. But yeah, I mean, play an instrument.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that. I want to hear that type of talent. The other is a talent too, but
that's just not what you're looking for.
It's not what I'm looking for.
Right, which is fine. Yeah, that's okay. And that's okay.
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
We will probably disagree on this, and that's okay.
Yeah. That's all right. So, all right. So that's music. What about movies? What kind of movies
Never
did
seen
you...
one. Oh, wait. I have seen Holiday Inn.
If you would pan around the room, there are movie posters on the wall.
We're sitting in front of a movie screen.
Yeah, if you move this.
Anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't like movies. I don't know what all this is about. This is just for show. None of this stuff actually works.
All right. Favorite movie. What is it? You already said Holiday Inn.
My favorite movie.
Second favorite movie.
Man, it really just depends on the genre, because I'm such a movie, I wouldn't say buff, more like freak. Movie freak. I mean,
you have seen a lot of movies.
So many. And if I haven't seen it, I can probably picture the movie poster in my head and tell you about that movie and who stars in it, even though I've never seen it. My favorite all-time movie is probably Holiday Inn, though. That's just in general all time. But then I guess broken up into different genres is, different things. I mean, we talked about in the last episode, my favorite comedy movie, I guess, is Superbad.
That's right.
Crude and, very rude, but I
should watch
like
that.
It. It's so funny. It's so ridiculously funny. I mean, but there's all kinds of different ones.
Well, I do like ridiculous funny. I mean, I grew up with Airplane.
Yeah.
Which is silliness. Police Academy.
This is more risque funny.
Oh, risque funny. Gotcha.
Yes. But
well, I also grew up Funny Story.
Oh.
Probably one of the most iconic comedy movies that probably shaped my sense of humor in general. Whenever my parents got their first VCR, which we talked about somewhere around 1980, you couldn't rent movies. Blockbuster wasn't around.
Oh.
But you could buy, there were very few titles, but you could buy movies on VHS. And my parents threw down I remember it was like $108 in 1980 or 81 for a brand new VHS movie. And we went home and we watched it. That was one movie.
Oh my gosh.
One movie.
It better be a good movie.
Well, it was. It shaped me and my whole sense of humor. And we went home and we watched this. It was 81 because I was 11. And now I look back on it. Once again, this is another one of those times where maybe inappropriate. Blazing Saddles.
Oh man!
For me,
they spent $108.
$108. Out of all the movies my parents could buy, it was Blazing Saddles. And you know what? They were not wrong. That movie was hilarious.
Yeah, this is really funny.
I mean, a lot of it probably went past me at 11.
Oh, for sure.
But the campfire scene, every 11-year-old boy loves a great fart scene.
11-year-old boy.
Yeah. Well, pretty much any age. I still like a good fart scene.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good movie. Yeah.
My understanding, Burton Gilliam, who was one of the, police. He wasn't police, but he was one of the bad guys. I want to say he was either the first person to either belch, or fart. I don't remember which one in a movie.
Well,
and I'm not saying that's his claim to fame. He did some other great stuff, but he'll let you know that he was the first one to do that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
That just blows my mind. That was $108 for one
movie.
I thought you were gonna say just on the VHS player.
No.
Not
that
even
was one movie.
That's wild. Man.
I mean, if my memory serves me correctly, I think that's what it was because I remember thinking, what kind of money had they got?
This better be
My
a
parents
great
are rich.
Well, not anymore after they
Not
bought
after that movie. No.
Man, that's wild. So I guess that's the one that made a big impact. Yeah.
It did. Hilarious. Still love it.
Still love it. So what movies would you never be able to watch too much, I guess? Would be that one be one of them? You can never get enough of that one?
Well, I mean, yeah, I could definitely. It's one I could always watch.
Mm-hmm.
A League of Their Own.
Yeah.
I think we mentioned that on the last one. That I will watch that anytime it comes on.
Yeah,
absolutely. Love that movie. Weird Science.
I've never seen Weird
That's
Science.
crazy.
I've seen clips of it, but I've never seen the whole thing.
Yeah, I want to say 1986. Oh man, one of my best friends, probably my oldest friend, I guess. I've known him since preschool. He would come over and we literally watched that movie every single weekend.
Are you serious?
For I don't know how long we watched that movie. We quote every single line
Man.
of that movie. Great movie.
Is that a John Hughes movie?
Absolutely.
Okay, so and you just liked all the John Hughes movies, didn't you?
We all did. I mean, Breakfast Club.
Oh yeah,
Pretty
that's
in Pink.
good. Yep.
16 Candles.
Yep.
I mean,
have all those.
Yeah, they're all great.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. How wild. So was John Hughes just really influential in that time? Like all the films that he was putting out? I mean, Molly Ringwald, the star, most of them.
Well, yeah, I mean,
she was pretty popular.
For the people who grew up through the 80s, he was kind of the king of the movies then.
Mm-hmm.
And we had other great movies too. I mean, we had Back to the Future.
Oh yeah,
that came out, and that was amazing. We had Ghostbusters.
All these iconic movies are coming out during this time, which is so
I'm telling
wild.
you, it was one of the greatest generation.
Okay, yeah, because your generation was putting the movies out, and the generation
before maybe,
but
maybe they're the greatest. But we followed in their footsteps.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did. We had so many amazing movies. We were, man, we were around when Saturday Night Live was still funny.
So that was like what, 30 years ago?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah,
it was 40.
They've had their ups and downs.
They have had their ups and downs.
Still, crazy.
Yeah, we had Chevy Chase. That guy was amazing in the 80s.
In the 80s?
Icon of comedy. We had all the vacation movies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, a lot of the vacation movies.
The first thing I think of when I think of him is Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. We had Caddyshack.
Well, for some reason I thought that was the 70s. Maybe because it takes place in the 70s.
It's like 1980. I don't know.
It's right on the cusp. It's right on the cusp. But yeah. I always think of him in that movie before I think of any of the vacation movies, which is crazy.
Right. You want to get in the 70s, Smokey and the Bandit.
That's a good one. I watched that one
movie.
for the first time the other day. My dad he was like, you got to watch
First time?
Yeah, I mean, not the other day. It was probably like a year ago. It's been a while. Pre-COVID.
That's the first.
It was pretty good because what brought it up was one of the commercials was playing the song that comes on. And I was like, what? I was like, I know that song. And I was like, that's from Smokey and the Bandit. We need to watch it.
Yeah, you do need to. If you haven't seen, you need to watch it.
Isn't there more than one?
Oh yeah, there's several, but the first one is the one you want to watch. Yeah, I only watched the
first one. Yeah, Sally Field.
That's the first movie I remember. A character, what do they call that? Breaking the fourth wall, the third wall, whatever.
Yeah,
what is that?
They look at
where he drives up. He's just outrun the cops, and he's tooling up, and he just kind of looks over at the camera and smiles and just goes.
Well, don't they do that? I mean, that was the first one. Well, don't they do that in Ferris Bueller?
Yeah, I think so. Huh. I just remember the first time I remember seeing something was in Smokey and the Bandit.
Wild.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Great movie. Of course, we also had Star Wars.
So that's the 70s.
70, 78, 77.
The other two came out in the 80s, 81 and 83.
Yeah, Empire, which is arguably the greatest of all the Star Wars films.
First one?
Empire Strikes Back, second one. Which is technically the fifth one. It gets confusing.
I like them all.
I don't like them all.
You don't like them all?
No, I think the purists, the people who grew up with the first three, struggled with some of the other ones. Episode 1 was not good.
I disagree. But
you were younger.
No, but
how old were you when Episode 1 came out? That came out when 2001.
2001. I don't know. 9.
How old were you? See, 9. That's perfect. That's what it's
geared
geared to.
I remember going to see that in the theater. That was cool. But I'm not a very good judge on what's a good movie and a bad movie because there's only a couple movies that I've seen where I was like, oh, this is lame and couldn't finish or just thought it was terrible. because I just like all movies.
You've never seen Zardoz, have you?
No. And I don't think it's just, I just love all these movies and I have no sense of what's good or not. I just appreciate the stuff that they do because I just think movie making is really awesome.
Right.
So it's just, I mean, even if the storyline sucks, I mean, it's still pretty cool. I can still appreciate the cinematography.
What's the first movie that scared you?
That scared me? Oh, man. Black Hawk Down. It's not even a scary movie, but I saw it when I was young, and it was like someone decapitated, and I remember getting a little scared. And I'm like, oh. But I don't really watch scary movies too much. It's just not my thing. I don't really like to be scared.
Right.
To a point. It really just depends.
I don't like.
I mean, if there's like comedic,
sure,
parts in there. I don't even really like romantic type of stuff. It's just comedy, action. Like those are my go-tos. Sometimes drama, but
yeah, I don't like slasher films.
They're
those
okay.
Don't have.
I like the Scream movies.
Never saw those, but I understand those are comedy more than.
Kind of. They're not. It's not super slasher. Like it's not.
Yeah. Wait, which scary movie is comedy?
Those are scary movies. Scream. I mean, there's some funny parts in it, but.
Yeah, I like more suspenseful, I guess.
Like drama, suspense type of thing.
Well, I don't know. I like the whole Conjuring series.
I never watched those. I'm gonna watch the first one maybe.
I like that, but I remember the first movie that probably scared me was. And I'm looking around and I'm like, there's a copy of it right there. Legend of Boggy Creek. It's
really?
It's a movie about the Falk monster up in Falk, Arkansas.
And it was
just
scary?
close to home, It has its moments. The way it's done is kind of scary.
I'll have to watch
it's done. It's like a documentary almost.
Man.
But yeah, I remember that. And my mom, she, I guess, had a cousin or something that lived up in Falk. And so she had stories of going up there, staying the summers with her as a little girl and hearing that thing scream out in the woods.
Stop.
Pretty.
That's terrifying.
Pretty cool. So I guess that brought it home for me. That's why it scared me more.
Man, now that I think about it, there was this one Disney Channel movie that just got me every time called Don't Look Under the Bed. And
Seems like I've heard of that one.
It's really good. I bought it because I liked it, but it's so scary. So if you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about because it's terrifying. If you haven't seen it, it's about this monster that lives under this kid's bed, this boogeyman that somehow escapes and terrorizes the town.
Wow.
And I mean, at the very end, you're kind of like, oh,
yeah.
But during the time, you're just because the monster is scary. Like it's definitely yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's terrifying. Just thinking about it right now, I'm just like, oh god.
It's okay.
It's scary.
As far as I know, there's
scary.
no monsters
Maybe we'll
here.
overlay a picture here. Maybe not because we want y'all to subscribe. Please subscribe. But yeah, so if you know what I'm talking about, I mean, please comment. Please comment. But yeah, so that's some scary ones.
All right.
Now we do have a game to play.
Here we go. This is the part where you try and make me look dumb.
But no, you'll get it.
I might have a fighting chance at least.
I picked.
Oh, is this movies or is it music?
This one's movies.
Oh,
so I'm better at movies and you're better at music. So we're gonna try and see.
I feel like I might
knows.
have a fighting chance.
Well, these are quotes, and I picked a few that I thought. That in movies, I'm pretty sure you've seen. So there you go. no. I could have.
Blazing Saddles?
No. I picked some 80s movies for you. Okay, the first one is. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
Oh, Roger Rabbit.
Yes. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Good job.
Well, who didn't have a crush on? What was her? Jessica?
Jessica Rabbit.
Who didn't have a crush on Jessica?
She's
Are you
pretty.
kidding me?
Everybody
did. All the guys did.
And how many people out there had a crush on an animated character? Everyone.
Yeah, everyone. If they saw if it was a boy and they saw Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
and girls definitely too. So if you don't, you're lying. So we know.
Yeah. So chime in the comments if you thought Jessica Rabbit was
or who your animated character
sultry
crush was. Please tell us.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
All
I might need to go watch some more animated flicks, depending on your responses.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Next one. They're here.
Ooh, Poltergeist.
Yes,
man, what a great movie that was.
And that never was scary to me. That was a good one.
Are you kidding me? When she's in that pool with the skeletons coming up,
it was scary, but it wasn't like as scary as some other things I thought.
No,
I
maybe not.
That's something that I could watch over and over. You know what was really good? Family Guy did a Poltergeist episode where they kind of remade it and they had Stewie be the little kiddo. That's a good one. That's probably my favorite
I would like to
episode
watch that.
of Family Guy. It's so good, so good. And it's,
like
you know,
Family
they
Guy.
have their little humor and stuff in, but it's really awesome. They
I like
did a great
Family
job.
Guy because it's so off the wall.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
enjoy that type of comedy.
you need to watch the episode. I think it's season 4.
I'll
Get
look
in
it
there. Okay.
What else?
All right. I'm just one stomach flu away from my goal weight. I don't know if you'll get this one.
Man, that sounds like a.
I'll give you some hints.
Hang on. It sounds like a chick flick.
It is. The person saying it is Emily Blunt, if that helps.
Blunt. The only movie I can think of that she's the one that's married to John Krakow, whatever you say it. The only movie I can think I know her in is the one with one of my other favorites, Anne Hathaway.
Yes.
Which is Devil Wears Prada.
Yes, that's right.
What?
Good job. Yes. You need the clap in here. Woo!
Well, it didn't last long.
Yeah, well, you know.
Hey!
Yeah, you got it right.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one. All right. Next is, as far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Goodfellas.
Yes, this one's one of my favorites, too.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites, too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ray Liotta.
Oh, yeah, it's so great. He did a great job in that
Man,
movie.
probably one of his
Probably one of his
best roles.
For sure. I'd be surprised if he didn't get any, award nods or whatever they're
I don't
called.
know if he did
Oscar
not,
nods
but
is
that
on
movie
there.
is amazing.
Yeah, it is really good. That's in my top, for sure.
Am I getting them all right so far?
Yes, you are.
Wow.
You're gonna get the next one, and
Am I?
if you're, some of these are iconic, and I'd be surprised if some of our listeners didn't know these. All right, next one. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Didn't they just ban this one?
I don't care.
Oh, no, they
It's
brought
a
it
good
back.
movie.
It's, Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That
Yeah,
is a good one.
Man, that's a good movie. It's a long movie.
It is a very long movie.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it, and just watch it. Remember about the time it was filmed in.
30s.
That's all it is.
30s.
Well, what it's portraying in the movie.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. Rosebud. Have you seen this movie? This one is.
This is a scary one.
No, it's not.
You sure?
Positive. It's black and white, I believe.
Yeah.
This one is on a top list of must-see movies from any movie critic. Like, it's supposed to be one of the all-time greats.
Citizen Kane.
Yes.
Hey!
Oh my gosh, I'm so proud.
Pulled that one out of the air. I have never seen that movie.
You haven't?
Never
I've only
seen
seen it a
Citizen
couple
Kane.
times. You really got to pay attention.
You kind of gave it away when you talk about the greatest, because it's always on there.
It is always on for good reason too.
I always
It's really
think I've
good.
never seen it, so I should
I'm
probably
gonna
see
watch
it.
But you gotta be ready to pay attention. It's not something you can just dilly dally on your phone while you watch.
All right.
So
My wife couldn't watch it.
she's probably seen it.
Probably has.
Okay, and if you don't get these next two, I don't know what we're gonna do. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Dirty Dancing.
Yes,
You know, I don't think I've seen that movie all the way through. My wife has
is
seen it
this?
1,000 times.
that's so good. See, that's a movie that I thought you would have seen and liked.
I don't know.
Man, who can't get enough of Patrick Swayze?
Well, apparently I can.
Apparently,
I mean,
I apparently had enough of him after what is it? Was that Roundhouse or what movie was that?
oh, Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Had enough of him in Roadhouse.
Yeah, that was enough.
Too funny. All right, last one.
Okay.
Inconceivable.
Stop rhyming, and I mean it. Anybody want a peanut? That's what it's from, Princess Bride.
Yes. Princess Bride. Woo!
Yeah.
Good
Anybody
job.
want a peanut? That was said
You
by
got.
that was said by the late Andre the Giant.
I read a fact about him recently that the NYPD had an officer follow him when he'd go out on the town to make sure he didn't drunkenly fall on someone.
Well, that's probably a good plan because the guy would drink
Huge
cases a
Yes,
night.
he would. Isn't that crazy though?
It
I don't
is
know how
crazy.
true that fact is, but that's pretty neat.
That is neat.
You
He was. You know what's interesting? Andre was, I watched there's a documentary on Andre the Giant. I watched it.
Really?
Here in Dallas Fort Worth, we had World Class Championship Wrestling, and he made appearances from time to time. So it was a really interesting documentary. But they talked about how much he could drink.
And I'd heard that too. That's not the first I heard of that. Like he would just down drinks left and right, where people would be trashed and he's fine. Yeah. He's a big dude though.
He is a big dude. Huge.
Well.
How'd I do?
Is that
all?
Every single. I've got a couple more if you want them. I got 2 more, but you've got every single one so far. Do you want me to do the next 2?
What do you got?
As if.
Damn, I should have stopped while I was a kid.
Well,
Legally Blonde.
No,
I don't know. I'm just making up things here.
Clueless.
I never saw Clueless.
Oh my gosh, Paul Rudd, amazing. Love him. He looks exactly the same. This movie was, I don't know, 30 years ago, and he looks exactly the same.
I just watched Paul Rudd in Overnight Delivery or whatever that movie was called.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It was a B movie. Reese Witherspoon was in it.
Like them.
But Reese didn't look like Reese Witherspoon in this movie.
Was she without her spoon?
Yeah, she didn't have a spoon. She was just withering.
Oh,
no, she was fine. I mean, she was still cute, but yeah.
Very cool. And last one, you're killing me, Smalls.
This is a movie. I think it can go one of 2 ways.
What?
But I think this is from a movie I've never watched all the way through. And I'm going to say Sandlot.
Yes.
Oh, it was that or Goonies. I didn't know which way to go with this.
You've never seen Goonies all the way through?
No, I never have.
That's her favorite movie.
It is that's my wife's favorite movie. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've never seen Goonies. I have literally Goonies map replicas and whatever that skull key is hanging up in this thing.
Oh my gosh! And you've never seen it all the way through?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's so good. Goonies never say die.
Okay.
And apparently, you don't know that.
I didn't know that.
Man, yeah, Goonies is a good one. We've both got a list that we need to do.
Apparently.
All right. So what's this little game you got for me?
Okay, so we're gonna learn.
I'm so excited.
So I'm gonna see if you know any of some of my very favorite artists and songs.
Very favorite artists.
And we're gonna start with. I'd have to venture to say this is probably my favorite band of all time. The lead singer has probably one of the greatest rock and roll voices ever to exist.
Oh man, I hope I don't get it wrong.
I know, and people that are my era are probably thinking of certain people, but I bet they're not thinking of this guy. But when they hear him, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, he does have an amazing voice."
Man.
And here we go. This is let me pull this up and see if we can get song 1, and hopefully we don't get blocked on YouTube for playing a few clips.
Well, you know what? We're gonna post it again.
We're not monetizing this. We don't make money off of this, so.
No.
We'll see.
Send donations.
Send donations too. Okay.
Click below.
Let's see what we got. Familiar at all?
Ringing a few bells, but not the ones with the right answer.
1, 2, 3. It's all part of my fantasy.
This is Bad Company.
Bad Company. Huh.
Yeah. Rock and Roll Fantasy. Paul Rogers, lead singer for Bad Company. That guy, man, he's got so much soul.
Oh, I love that.
And that voice, James
what I
Brown
look
be
for.
jealous.
Man.
I mean, he's good. He's really good.
Apparently, I need to add them to my playlists.
Apparently.
Yeah, because I look for music that's got soul in it. That's what drives me.
Well, you would love his voice. But here's one you should know, and I think you should get it probably from the first
Well, I'm embarrassed.
few
if I
notes.
don't
How many
get it.
notes do you think you can guess this in?
I don't know. I'm not counting notes.
I think we'll do it. I think you're going to get this one
Okay. Oh no. I know this song, but I don't know who sings it.
fast. All right, you know the name.
No. I can sing along with it.
Put you down the name. This is an iconic 80s song.
I probably have it in my phone.
You probably do. This is these guys are real original on their name. Aha.
Oh, is this the song with the music video is the line drawing and they get
Yes.
stuck into the milk thing?
Yeah.
Take
This
me
is
on.
Take
on me.
Very good.
Take on.
That's the one.
That's a that's a memorable music video for sure.
It is.
I've only seen it maybe once or twice, and it's never left my mind. They did a great job.
Yeah, no, it is. It's one everybody I think knows. If you
Yeah.
saw music videos, if you saw that music video, I mean, yeah, it
For
just immediately
sure,
comes to
yeah.
mind.
It's really
she's like
unique.
over there in, I guess, real life, and he's this drawing, and he's banging trying to get in
Mm-hmm.
there. Yeah, strikes a chord in there.
Man, yeah.
This one, okay, I'm gonna give you this 4 notes, maybe.
4. Man, I'm not good at this. You know, I watch those react videos of people trying to guess this era of music, and I always know the answer. And now that I'm in the hot seat, man, I'm no more judging them.
No, this one's easy. That's right.
Simple Minds?
Correct. Simple Minds.
Don't you?
Forget about me.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
From what movie?
Breakfast Club?
Breakfast Club.
Of course. I
Which
did
was
the
a
thing.
John Hughes film.
Yes, it was. That was a good movie.
It was
I
a
really
good
liked
movie.
that movie.
It was very,
The only movie that they were able to make Judd Nelson look good in, because he was cute in that movie, and everything else I've seen him in, I'm like, he's not bad, but not as great as that one.
yeah. He
Maybe-
was the perfect bad boy for that movie.
I know, it was so great.
It was. And Emilio Estevez was the
Mm-hmm.
wrestler in that movie.
Yeah, that was a good. They had a lot of good people in it.
It was. I mean, what do you call that group of people?
Misfits? I don't know.
No, they had a certain term they went by in the 80s. Molly Ringwald, Emilio Estevez, Michael Anthony Hall.
I don't know. I wasn't alive.
Well, in the 60s, there was a group of guys.
Rat Pack?
The Rat Pack, yeah, which was Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra,
They're the Rat
Sammy.
Pack?
They were called the Brat
Pack. I've heard that. I've heard
Yeah.
that term, but I didn't realize it was to them. Brat Pack.
The Brat Pack.
Huh.
So yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I got one.
There you go. No, that's good. You got 2. You
I
got
mean,
Take on Me too.
Yeah, but you told me aha. Although, I mean, is that, I don't know.
So here's one.
It's up to y'all if you think I got 2.
Here's one, and we're changing things up, but this is me. So this is one we talked about this guy earlier.
Oh, no.
But this was a good one. Never heard it in your life.
I've heard it, but
Really?
I don't know who
I'm
it is.
surprised.
Why?
Couple of days.
This yacht rock?
This is like the
I've
country
heard this-
version of yacht rock.
I've heard this song, but I'm really not good. I'm much better with actors in movies than
Yeah.
I am with, song titles. And I mean,
This
I
is-
can sing along to it. I just don't.
Yeah, this is Steve Wariner.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't.
And it was one of his songs that kind of brought me back into country and realized that, okay, country is pretty
This
cool
isn't
too.
super country.
No, this is more of a ballad, but man, it was a big one for him.
It was
And,
enough to swing you back to
I
country.
mean, obviously you've heard it, which is saying
Right.
a lot, because I don't think you listen to much country at all.
No, I don't. Like,
Okay.
very
Like
little
none.
at all.
So you would never know.
Probably not.
No, you wouldn't. This is Gene Watson. He's one of my all-time favorite country artists.
Now, my parents know all kinds of country, especially my dad. Just know all the old country. But
Yeah.
me, I was just never.
Your dad should know Gene Watson. Such a good man. Listen to that voice.
Through the window at the jewelry.
Got a great country voice.
I've just kind of started getting into country a little, like older country, because I started listening to some Patsy Cline and stuff like that.
Okay,
So kind of, I'm working my way in.
Well, you should
getting
pick up.
there.
You should go on whatever you use, Spotify, whatever you like, and check out some Gene Watson. Just
Okay.
because when you pull up their name, it pulls up like their most played
Right,
songs,
for sure.
so you can kind of
The
see
most
what
popular
their
to
greatest
kinda
hits
work
are,
through.
really,
Mhm.
and run through some Gene Watson.
Okay, what else you got?
Here's one. This song has got so much sauce.
Sauce.
Sauce. I learned that term from some young kids, young whippersnappers.
Not from me. 'Cause I don't know
Also,
what he's talking about.
also on YouTube.
Sauce.
They listen to songs.
There was voodoo in the fire.
It sounds dirty, doesn't it?
Yeah, funky.
I love it. This song, late 70s. This is a band called Atlanta Rhythm Section.
Never heard of
No,
it.
and most people, they're like a forgotten artist of the 70s, and they are so amazing.
It's a good groove.
I am so into you.
Okay.
Yeah. They are quite versatile too in their
I
music
should
too.
be taking notes.
They do this. They do so many other things, but they have some real country sounding stuff too. They're a southern rock
Atlanta.
kind of band. Yeah, they're from Doraville, I think, which is in Georgia.
Oh, okay.
So that kind of got me into my realizing, hey man, I kind of dig the blues and that kind of sultry sound.
Yeah.
And then you open it up to this guy, one of the greatest guitarists ever.
The greatest guitarist
One of the
ever.
greatest guitarists ever.
So, when I think greatest
Blues
guitarist
guitarist.
ever, the first thing that comes to mind is Clapton.
Clapton's okay.
That's the... Really?
He's all right.
Maybe that's my dad. He's like, oh, he's the best.
You know, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with Clapton if you're a Clapton
But it's
fan.
not your favorite.
But he's not.
This is cool. I like this.
I just don't. You know, I've listened to a lot of Clapton. I like a lot of Clapton songs, but I don't feel the. You don't feel it
I
as
know
strong
this
as you
song.
feel this.
I know this song. Can't tell you who it is, but I know this song.
Well, you need to know who it is.
Pride and Joy.
Yeah, that's the song. It's he's local,
Really?
Texas, Dallas area, Oak Cliff maybe,
Who is it?
Oak Cliff. Stevie Ray Vaughn.
Yeah. I like this song.
Takes off from here, man.
All right, everybody jam.
But he was the gateway for me for. He was my gateway to this. This is real blues.
Okay.
I hope y'all like blues.
School's starting up.
School is starting.
Everybody's
Take your
buckle
notes.
in. This is cool.
I'm going down. I'm going down, 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 down.
It sounds like something fun to sing for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is everybody that get together party song. Everybody sings it kind of thing. It's the late Freddie King
Okay.
going down. Love it.
I dig that.
Yeah, I love my blues. I love my rock. I love my country. I like my some rap, I guess. If you Beastie Boys, I guess that's what you call it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, what are they? I
Beastie
don't know.
Boys actually started off as a punk group,
Yeah.
and then they kind of went into some more rap stuff. So in some of their later albums, there's several songs on their albums that have no lyrics. It's just them jamming, which is pretty cool, I think.
So,
Side note.
so what do you? Okay, I think of rap. I think of '90s.
Love that.
Bust a Move. Who was
That's
that?
a good
Young
one.
MC.
Mhm.
I don't know. They probably don't call that rap. I don't know what that
yeah,
is.
it is.
Sugar Hill Gang.
It's that's more hip hop. Rap is, I would think, more like, I don't know, Ice Cube, NWA. Like that's what I think of as like far as early-ish rap, and maybe like Run DMC. I was never a Run DMC fan that much as far as early rap.
Right.
Whereas
What do you
like
call
Busta-
Vanilla Ice?
A thief? Did he steal that riff from Queen?
Queen and David Bowie.
I mean, the song's pretty cool. I mean,
it is cool. I just can't.
I
There was
guess rap would be it. It would. I don't know if you would classify that as hip hop.
every time I think of the Vanilla Ice song, Ice Ice Baby, all I can think of is that skit with Jim Carrey on In Living Color.
I don't see that.
Gosh, it's so funny.
Apparently, I gotta watch it.
You can look it up on YouTube.
There's a lot of stuff we need to watch. And notes to take. Okay, I'll watch
Hilarious.
that. Man,
So you've done pretty good. I mean, maybe.
no, I
Well-
got 2 out of how many? Like 30.
Well, maybe you like yacht rock. I don't know.
I kind of, like I said, I kind of mix it up. I mean, I listen to a little bit of a lot. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway. But apparently, I need to be listening to some more of that because I liked it.
All right, everybody, go get your pajamas on. We're gonna
this is
settle in
James
for bed.
Taylor, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my man. Love this guy.
Oh, I know a lot of James Taylor. A lot
Of course you do. He's amazing.
Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone.
Yeah, this is one of those guys that made a big impact on me when I picked up on this guy. I wanted to learn to play everything that he did.
Kind of unique.
Yeah, he's very, Very unique in the way he plays. And then my wife's favorite song that I love to play every time I get a guitar. My wife hates this song.
Does she really?
Well, she doesn't like it because it says, when the dogs begin to smell her, she's like, what kind of song is this? So I love to irritate her, and I play it every single time. I whip that guitar out, man. If somebody's got it at a party, it's like, oh, let me play a song for my wife. Dedicating this to you, baby. Here's the crazy thing. I listen to this song, and I think about how much I love it and how great it is. And then I have to think about the fact that this was released like in 1993.
Really? So maybe you lean a little later, too.
This is almost 30 years old. It's 27? Is that right? 93.
Yeah.
2003.
I was born in
2013.
92.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have to count it.
Know.
I'm using my fingers because I have to count it out. But
I have to count it out, too.
This song is almost 30 years old.
Thanks. Apparently, I'm almost 30 years old.
It's timeless. Timeless,
I'll be
this song
29
is.
forever. It's okay.
Yes. I know you will.
I don't remember who sings this, though.
Oh, well, this is another one. They all, in the 90s, they kind of blend together some. You had these guys, STP, Stone Temple Pilots, and then you had, Pearl Jam. And
she hates this song?
I don't know how you can hate this song. It's amazing. But yeah, I mean, you had Pearl Jam. You had, you think of half a dozen others that had that sound.
Yeah, and I feel like that was a lot in the 90s, too.
It was. Soundgarden.
Yeah.
I like Soundgarden, though. I liked most of them, I guess. When did Creed come out?
Oh.
Why do people hate Creed?
I didn't know people hated Creed.
Yeah, they can't stand them. I don't know why. Why do people hate Creed? They had some good music.
Oh.
Is it just the lead singer? Is he just kind of a pain?
I mean, is he?
I don't know.
I don't really know much about
I think he's
them.
tormented, yes.
Tormented. I'm sure a lot of musicians are tormented.
A lot of them are.
94. Creed is an American rock band that formed in 94 in Tallahassee, Florida, according to Wikipedia. I mean,
Why do people hate Nickelback?
I don't know.
Just overplayed. I think it's just overplayed.
Maybe.
Tell us why you hate Nickelback.
Yeah.
Or tell us if you like Nickelback.
Why are some of... Yeah, tell us, please. Share, and Creed as well. Please let us know.
Because Chad Kroger, I don't know, however you say his last name, on Nickelback, guy's got a great voice.
Yeah, maybe they were just overplayed. I mean,
why did people hate Hootie and the Blowfish?
I didn't. But
a lot of people did.
Hootie went on to...
Hootie.
Is it Hootie?
He hates it when you call him Hootie, by the way.
Darius Rucker.
Correct.
Rucker. See? Yeah, he went on to be pretty successful in country, didn't he?
Well, absolutely. Yeah, he is successful
Still.
in country. I wanted to go. They reunited this past year and did a tour with Bare Naked Ladies. Would have been a great show.
You didn't go?
We were out of town.
Oh.
We were in the Smoky Mountains when they came through Dallas.
Wow.
So, missed it. Sad about that.
Yeah.
But,
That'll be one of my deathbed regrets.
It will be.
Missing that concert.
I missed Hootie and the Blowfish.
Dang.
That is sad. But you know who I didn't miss? Electric Light Orchestra. I saw them when they I didn't realize it had been like 28 years since they had done a live concert.
I guess I need to listen to more of them because you're right.
They're good.
The only song I really know.
I mean, they're different. They're very good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, so thank y'all for listeing to this week's podcast.
We're done already. I could go on all night about music.
I'm telling you. Yeah, but thank y'all for listening. I don't know what do we got going on in our next
podcast.
Yeah.
Stay tuned to our next podcast.
Yes, please.
Guaranteed to be riveting.
Mm-hmm. We've got some upcoming series coming up that we're really interested in.
We're trying to get through a few things first, but we do want to start a series on Bigfoot.
Yes.
What do you think of Bigfoot? Do you think he's real?
Sure.
You don't seem very sure.
I'm not going to say no because I feel like there's a lot of, they're discovering new species every day, and a lot of people have had experiences with what they believe is Bigfoot, and a lot of things that are similar. Whereas with, anyway,
I think a lot of people, a lot of credible people have claimed to have.
I think it's plausible.
have claimed to have experiences. You know what? We're going to talk to one or two of them.
Yes, we are.
I happen to know.
So stay tuned.
I think we're going to be able to get a hold of a couple of them and maybe have them on the show. So we might have our first guests on the show to talk about their experience with Bigfoot.
Pretty wicked. So yes, please stay tuned. Subscribe.
We've got that. We've got one on paranormal coming up.
Yes, that's going to be fun. I've actually had some personal experiences with the paranormal, so that'll be fun. There's some footage and recordings from a paranormal experience we had at a famous haunted house.
Yeah, that's right.
Or haunted hotel downtown in the Stockyards.
That was a while ago.
It was a while ago. Yes, and there's got to be some juicy footage because and recordings because I remember some things that happened at that time. I do.
Yeah. We did have some.
So
some action.
Yes, so please stay tuned. We've got some fun series coming up. If you like us, please subscribe to YouTube or whatever we've got this playing on. Anything you're listening on,
Facebook.
Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at That's Okay Podcast.
Yeah, That's Okay. And you can find us on our website at that'sokaypodcast.com.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks for joining us, and we will see you very soon.
Okay, bye.
See ya.